On October 28, 1976, I, my brother, his wife and daughter went down to the lake with our kayak. We put the kayak in the water. He, his 4-year-old daughter, and I got into it. While in the water for about 20 minutes, the weather changed for the worst. The lake became very rough and choppy with white caps. The waves went from about 18 inches to 4 foot high within a few minutes. The change in conditions caught us off guard. With my niece in the kayak, we decided to return to shore. The maneuver for turning around in these conditions would be very tricky and we knew it. We decided to reverse our positions in the kayak by turning around one at a time, instead of turning the kayak itself. First, my brother turned around as I controlled the kayak. By this time, the waves were very close together and at least 4 foot high. Now he was in place and it was my turn. As I got into place to do this maneuver, I had to sit halfway up in the kayak. Just as I did, a wave hit. I went overboard and landed in the freezing waters of Lake Tahoe. The water was so cold I froze. My body cramped and I couldn't move. Neither my arms nor legs would move. I must have sucked in water. I did panic and came up a third time, only to see the kayak more than 50 feet away from me and the panic in my brother's eyes. I sank down. It felt like I sank for hundreds of feet, as if I was into the abyss. Time just stopped, I had no more fear or panic. I was as calm as if I were asleep. All of a sudden, a light appeared. It was a light as bright as the sun, brighter than anything I have ever seen. Yet all around me was total darkness. The light just kept getting bigger, brighter, and closer to me. I became happier than I have ever been in my entire life. I was drawn to the light like a child to his mother, but more so. All of a sudden, I stopped as if someone or something was not allowing me to get closer. Yet the light was right in front of me within arm's reach, and there, in the light, was a dark shadowy figure along with 2 more. I asked, why can't I come in? I wanted in because I had never felt so much peace, love, and understanding. The feeling was so much more, such that I cannot explain it. I knew the voice that came from within the light. He was a friend of mine who had passed away earlier that year. He said, "Andy, it is so beautiful here, it's beyond anything you can image or know." I asked him, why can't I come in? Tim replied, "It's not your time, it's not your time." I remember feeling so happy, so very happy. Just then, a voice so powerful said to me, "It is not yet your time to go, my son, there is yet something left on earth for you to do, my son." The voice was so loving and so great. I felt so much love and so much more, it was the most incredible voice and yet so much more than a voice. In a flash, I was back on top of the water, right next to the kayak with one of my hands hanging onto it. We got back to the shore and I asked what happened. My sister-in-law told me a lifeguard jumped into the water to save me. I looked up and asked him, "Did you save me?" He said, "No. By the time I got there, you were already up and hanging onto the kayak." I asked him, "Are you sure?" He replied, "Yes." Then I asked him, "Did you see it?" He asked, "What?" I then realized what happened to me, and said to him, "Oh, nothing, forget it." The funny thing is that he told us it was his last day as a lifeguard, because summer season was over. He was leaving the beach, when he heard a voice telling him to walk the beach one more time. So, he did. Since this happened to me, a few other things have happened. In 1990, I had surgery for a kidney stone removal. While under sedation, I was given morphine and my heart stopped. That is how I found out that I am deathly allergic to morphine. Then in 2010, I had a heart attack and had to be brought back by paddles. I am still alive and kicking.